Hi guys!
Hi guys!
Welcome back to Older and Somewhat Wiser! How are you guys today? Is everything well?
Hope you're doing all good.
Did you eat your food yet? Did you drink a glass of water today? Did you sleep well last night?
Did you take your vitamins?
Did you tell yourself that you love yourself? If you didn't, please go ahead. We'll pause it. We'll wait for you.
Yeah. Give yourself a little pep talk.
Hug yourself and tell yourself that you're the most beautiful person ever on earth, and thank you for being you.
You're incredible and you're capable of anything you set your mind to.
Indeed. Okay, we'll wait. When you're ready.
Are you done? Good.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like everyone needs to.
Yeah, you need to pep yourself up. Give yourself a pep talk. Remind yourself that yes, you are the one, you are the only. Ain't nobody like you.
There is nobody like you. You are the best, and you're an angel, and you're an amazing human being.
That's for sure.
Okay.
Completely agree.
Yeah. Now, today we have a very special episode for you. It's something that's a little bit scary to talk about.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I think we want to talk about it. And it's the idea of kind of quitting something.
Yeah, exactly. Quitting forwards.
Yeah.
You heard it right.
Like not being afraid to quit and quit forward. If you're, watching us on the lovely YouTubes, you might be able to tell that we're wearing very beautiful professional attire.
Yeah, we're blazed up.
Yeah, we're blazed.
That's probably gonna get the wrong connotation. We're blazered up.
We're blazered up, like clothing, fashion.
Fashion-wise.
I don't know. We just want to feel a little bit, feel like what's that word? More legit, with a nice blazer and look cute and feel. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm important.
Yes, because sometimes you need to dress up, remind yourself, yes, I'm the one.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's it.
Okay. So yeah. I hope you guys like our outfits.
Yeah, exactly.
We
put a lot of effort into this, so please tell us we look good.
Literally, we were talking about like, oh, should I wear this blazer?
Yeah, exactly. And look extra professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Corporate chic.
Indeed. To match our theme.
Exactly. But no, really, yeah, the idea of, because it's not been something I haven't really kind of like thought about before.
Yeah.
But I understand like that's the biggest thing. People are so afraid to fail. But
it's fine.
And quit. Yeah. Like people are afraid of failure, and that results in them not quitting situations where like you needed to
quit, guys.
you needed to quit a long time ago, and I think maybe start with you because you saw it somewhere, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just talk more about it. Like
I've seen it with my group of friends in particular, and it kind of more relates to college. It's completely normal to go into a course and not like it and decide to like leave, and it's also happening right now because my little sister, she's going to college soon, but she was very brave and did the thing that she changed her mind about the course that she was going to do, and she was very brave. She didn't want to go into a course where she knew that wasn't the end goal of what she wanted, and she took the risk of rejecting that offer, and then hoping that she would get her next option. Unfortunately, she didn't get it, but that's okay. That's fine. That means now she has the whole year to prepare for that course. I'm sure she'll get it next year.
100%.
And that she has time now to spend on doing the other things that she likes even more outside of college and her academics. So that's like kind of the first off example of not being afraid to cut out something that doesn't align with you, so to quit. in regards to like people that I've seen in the past that have done, like for example, this is more relating to courses, but it could apply to anything in life. It could apply to your job, to your relationship, to your outlooks on certain things. So I guess with my friends, there have been like people, like my great friends that have gone to like, you know, college, really liked, like really wanted to start a course in college just like everyone else, got into the course, didn't like it, stayed for a year, and then it was contemplating to stay another year, and then by that time it was like, oh well, I should just finish it if there's 2 more years, like why don't I just finish it, or like why don't I finish this final year and then I'll be sorted. Some of my friends eventually, they actually did leave after the first year, and thank goodness they did, because they went into another course and did another year there, or like another 6 months, and realized that wasn't for them either, so they were like quitting again. And at this time it was a little bit like, it's not a great experience for the person that's going through that, because they've quit like twice now and going into first year all over again, and there's a lot of guilt in that as well. But I have so much respect for that friend, because that was firsthand me seeing, wow, like she's so brave to be able to do that, and to quit something that she knew that she didn't like and she didn't want to like continue on anymore. And now she's in a course that she loves, and she just completed it and is in the job that she truly loves. And I just she's learned so much from her, so she's so inspiring, and I couldn't be more proud of her. And it was because she understood that she had to quit. But I don't think it came from, like, obviously she had that lesson. She had to go through quitting twice, because the first one maybe wasn't what she wanted to do. The second one, she did think that she wanted to do it, but she didn't. And then I have like loads of other friends as well. Like that one's probably a more clear example to me. But I have loads of other friends who actually started a course, didn't love it, continued, and got the degree out of it, and like they don't really know what to do next. And that's the thing about like being afraid to quit when it's something that it doesn't align with you, because you're always inclined in your head to think that, oh, I need to catch up, it's only a year, like it's only 1 more year left, I'll have to finish it, or like 2 more years, I've already invested 1 year or 2 years. Like, I mean, if it was a degree and you have 1 more year, I mean, 1 year is not a lot of time in the span of things, but it's also like massive time. Think about our podcast, exactly. It's been a year.
Exactly.
And so I think it depends on your opinion whether this is important to you or not, and whether you're going to be happy doing this, and will this be good for you in the long run. But yeah, it's the idea of like you're gonna be inclined to think, oh, like I need to finish this, but when you're finished, that's the degree that you end up with.
Exactly.
And then you're gonna be like, oh, I need to get a job in this field,
because I have the degree, I can't waste it.
I can't waste it.
And I think that's the biggest thing with people feeling like they're so scared to waste. And I understand that, like, life is short and I don't want to waste any time, but if you're really going to look at it from that mindset, then do you really want to waste time doing something that makes you miserable? Like, people feel like people are scared to kind of make changes, especially big changes and big decisions, when they have spent already so much time in kind of another situation. Like, well, I've already spent a year or 2 years or a couple of years, I can't change that now. I'm like, you still have the rest of your life. So are you going to allow yourself to, those 2 years that you invested into something that makes you unhappy, you're like, I'm willing to
spend the rest of
my life doing the same thing because I don't want to waste 2 years. And even in that sense, who says those 2 years are a waste? Because you've learned so much and you figured out, like, this is not for me, rather than continue to waste my time in a job or in a course, in something that does not align with me and something that does not make me happy. Now is the time where I can leave that while it is scary and look for something that makes me happy, and look for that thing that kind of lights that spark in me that I'm looking for. And the sooner I do that, the sooner I will find
where you want to be.
Where you want to be, and find where you're supposed to go. The sooner you make that decision to quit,
the sooner you'll get to the place. Oh, not the
sooner.
It won't be sooner, but at least you're going on. You're en route to where you actually want to be.
100%, exactly. You're en route.
Yeah, instead of kind of diverting away from it and taking a detour.
Out of fear.
Yeah, out of fear. It's okay to take a detour. I think our life, we have a long life ahead. We don't know when we're going to live until we should try our best and do everything that you ever get the opportunity to try that fits and aligns with you. Right? But when you operate out of fear, that's probably more scary than anything
else. Yeah. Because I know it seems to, like, I've been in situations where I'm like, I wish I'd known this, and I wish I could have gotten here sooner, but like that's not how life works.
It really doesn't work.
Like I can't take a detour. I couldn't have taken a shortcut. Sometimes you need to go on that extra long road. We've all had experiences of failing at something or not doing something.
Yeah. Most people continue on the path that they're not happy with just because they feel like they feel obligated.
Yeah.
Or sometimes
to finish it. It's like, well, I'm here now. There's nothing I can do. There's a lot you can do about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay and again, this translates to all areas of life. This is college, this is career, this is relationships. You've had people who've been in relationships for, let's say, 10 years. Yeah. And I think there was like a celebrity couple who were together for like 17 years. And people if you know, I can't remember the name.
I don't know who it is.
But they were together for 17 years and they kind of called it quits. And then there's been you know how Twitter is. Twitter is very
fiery,
divisive.
Yeah.
And so there's so many different opinions. But like one that stood out, because I was just like, they're like, I could not imagine that. I put in 17 years. First of all, you don't know the reason. But the reason I'm taking that as an example is, if, let's say, within that time you become so unhappy with that person, are you really going to say, I'm going to stay in a relationship that I've been in for 17 years because I've already invested 17 years in, and stay unhappy? Or would you leave that relationship being like, yes, I've spent this amount of time in this, but it was beautiful at that time, I'm very unhappy now, I am going to leave and find my happiness. Where people are like, well, I'm not going to start again, so I'm just going to stay miserable. What? That makes no sense. What do you mean you're not going to, I've invested, what do you mean you've invested? The idea of like investing time like it's a waste.
It's not. And
that dictates what you do in the future. Like, I'm not going to, but you're miserable. But no, but I've spent 10 years in this career, I'm not going to change.
No.
That's why we see so many people who are miserable in life, especially later on in life, because they're too scared. It's honestly not too late to change course and make a decision that's going to change the course of your life. And you're not too old, it's not too late, you've not wasted this much time.
I feel like no matter how old you are, even if you're 50, you're 60, you're 70,
exactly,
it's never too late. You have until the time that you leave. So
you leave this earth.
and like that could be any time. So you should be doing things that align with what you do, and in the process of going to what you want. Some people are like, oh, I don't want to waste this time, right? But sometimes it's the people around you as well that are telling you like, oh, but you've only 1 year left.
I think that's exactly.
Or like you've spent 17 years. Why would you? Like, why would you change it now?
Just nothing. Just stay.
Yeah, like trust in the people that have made the decisions for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
They have probably done everything that they could possibly, and decided that that was the best option.
Exactly, and do what's right for them. There's one they actually showed. I can't remember where I saw this, but he was talking about how like people making kind of big decisions, and his dad at like 37 was a lawyer for like, I don't know, years. Like he was a lawyer for 15 years, and then came home and was like, I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. Then he was like, I want to go to med school. Some people are like, you spent 15 years as a lawyer, you can't change now, it's too late, and you're like, what, in your late 30s? The man went back, got a medical degree,
we should applaud that,
and became a doctor. And I'm just like, this is exactly what we're talking about, because I saw that and it literally reminded me of this topic, because we said we wanted to talk about that. I think I saw that yesterday and I was like, this is exactly it. This person was like, I'm not happy, I don't want this anymore.
I want to try something new.
And
it's not that idea. It's not even the fact that they're not happy. Maybe it's just they want to go somewhere else.
I don't want this anymore. Like, even though we're talking about this now, and I love that. But the idea does scare me. Like, the first time I was just like, but you spent 15 years. Like, you built a career for yourself.
Yeah.
Why are you going to just kind of you know, change that now?
Yeah.
Like, you've already invested so much time. I can't imagine investing this much time. It's like that idea where, like, well, I have to get the job in this because I got a degree in this, and I don't want to waste money and waste time in this.
But if you think about it, 15 years in the grand scheme of your life, 15 years is a portion of your life.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
you can literally, you know, like 15 years. I was a student for 15 to 20 years. We spent a long time in school, but as a student, yeah. But now we're in a different part of our lives. It's like this part of our career. I can't imagine where we'll be in, like, I already told you where I see myself maybe when I'm 40 years old, and it's in a completely different field.
It could, yeah, exactly,
than what I'm doing right now. So, like, I mean, I feel like times are evolving. I don't know where we got the idea that we have to do one thing for the rest of our lives and stay for the rest of our lives. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, like, because you were speaking about the lawyer that decided to study medicine and pursue being a doctor, like, that just reminded me as well of the people that I worked with in my internship.
Yeah.
Like, I worked in a law firm as a marketing intern there, and like, there I got to, like, speak to some of the solicitors that worked there, and like, I thought they came out of college and did law and studied. No, they had different, like, careers before becoming a lawyer. And it's just crazy because I did, like, a meet the serious team on the meet the team serious on their social media. So I got to, like, see where these, like, people come from and their background and everything, and a few of them came from the military background. So they worked in the military. I forget which part, but and I don't know any military terms, but they worked in the Irish military, or the Irish Army, not military, sorry, the Irish Army, before pursuing a career in, like, law. And that was, like, and they worked in, I think he said he worked in the army for 14 years before going into law. And I think that's just amazing that after that he pursued, you know, an education in law and became a solicitor, and it was I just think that's, like, it's so possible that people change careers in their lives because they want to try something new, or they have a new purpose, or they see a gap and they want to, you know, get in there. Like, so that just reminded me of that story.
Yeah, exactly.
Well. And then in one of the other solicitors, like, he's like the top, like, he's one of the another senior solicitor as well, and like, he had his own law firm before working again, like, in someone else's law firm. But I think that's just amazing where people have, like, really rich, like, careers before
they go into, like, another different area.
Like, he didn't study law. He studied like business, and, like, so he knows, like, accounting, or all, like, about managing a business and everything. And then he's a qualified like a solicitor. I can't remember if he was a barrister, but it's just crazy that, like, people can have such rich like, experiences and career experiences before they get to a certain point, and they could have been doing something completely different and just change course.
And, like, exactly, I think that's the thing. And just to go back to my previous point, in terms of, it's not even just about, like, oh, you're miserable, because I know I said that before, and, like, even when I use that celebrity relationship, I don't know if they're miserable. Some people could have just part ways, like, this is not for me anymore. Doesn't need to have been on bad terms, or
I've learned as much as I can. I want to go somewhere else.
I think, like, the big thing is, like, it's not even necessarily about, like, you're really unhappy in your situation and miserable. Sometimes you're just, like, you're in something that you even always wanted to do, and you realize, I'm not unhappy, but I'm not crazy about
I'm looking for something else.
But I want something else. I want to change. And it could literally be like, you worked hard towards something, and it's not that you're necessarily unhappy in that situation, but you're just like, I want something different, you know, I want something more. And then, but it can be scary because I'm like, again, I've sacrificed this. Like, why do I want to? This is exactly what I should be. I should be happy. We have to, like, this whole state. I should be happy, and there's a lot of guilt involved where you're just like, oh, I'm being ungrateful. I should be happy in this situation.
Yeah.
Isn't it what I was working towards? But
like, you have to kind of throw that guilt away, because as we said, like, your life experience is never a waste. If anything has happened, it's never a failure, it's a lesson. If anything happens like that's really bad and you were overcoming it, that's another glorious recognition and to what you can achieve. So your life experience and your lifetime, the time that you spent living your life, is never a waste. You've not wasted 5 years in a relationship. You've learned a lot of skills, you've learned a lot of communication skills, or you've learned how to deal with certain things, you've learned how to be even more kind and more empathetic in those years. You've not wasted 2 years in a degree, because you've learned how to research, you've learned how to write, you've learned how you've made friends along the way, you've met amazing professors or whatever. So your life experiences are never a waste, I don't think. But yeah, going back to, don't be afraid to quit when something is not aligning with you, and never think that just because you've invested time into something that you have to continue, because again, your life experience are never a waste. And if you continue doing that, when you're finished that one episode of your life, say your college experience, you're going to go on to find a job in that field, because you're like, okay, well, I have this degree and I feel like that's the only type of job that you can get. And you get stuck into that, and then you're like, oh no, I don't really love it, but like, I'm going to stay there for a year because it looks bad on my CV if I leave within, if I don't complete like at least a year there. Then after a year, you're like, oh, okay, well, I've been here a year, I might as well do 2 or 3 years, they've been so good to me. But then, or you know, and then, or maybe you move to a different company and they're giving you high benefits, and then you're like, okay, well, I might as well be doing this job because they're paying me so well, why would I do something else? But you're not happy, and it's not exactly where you want to be. So like in life, there's always like the path, and like each time you get there, you always expect, like, it's another passage of like, you know, job. And then, you know, once you have your, you know, your family, your kids and everything, you're like, well, I can't leave this job now because I have a child now and I have to like support them, and like, no, I can't leave it. And just just talking about that reminded me of when we were going to do one of our business, and then you told you told like one of our I don't want to say his name, but you told one of our academic professors, and he told you like he's always wanted
basically like wanted to have his own business and be an entrepreneur, and it was always kind of saying like, kind of like when life after college just ended up getting a job, ended up getting stuck in the corporate world, and once you get stuck in, and he got into amazing jobs. Amazing jobs. He had an amazing career. Oh my god, he's had an amazing career. But because it's so amazing, he kept staying it, because he's like, oh well, I'm doing really well, why would I leave? And so his advice was just like, if you want to do this, do it. Don't let, in terms of like your career, distract from what your passions are, because it's so easy for you to distract, and then you're like 20 years down the line, like, oh, I didn't do anything, because there's always going to be something in front. There's always going to be something else you can do. There's always going to be something more you can do that's going to stop you from fulfilling maybe your passions that maybe isn't the same, maybe it doesn't make you as much money, and so you kind of put it on the back burner. But there's always going to be something. You're never going to have the perfect time. It's up to you to kind of make that time. It's up to you to make that time perfect. You won't find the perfect time, but create it for yourself. And I think that's so important, and that's something that I've kind of been like thinking of more as well, where I'm just like, as much as like, you could have everything like, you know, like you were working towards, but like if you're not happy, you can't have that guilt, and like, because you know, you put a lot of pressure on yourself, and then there's a lot of expectation put on you by people around you as well. So a lot of it comes down to like, oh, I don't want to disappoint anyone, I don't want to upset anyone, I'll just stay. I think you need to put yourself first in these situations so much more, and you know, people are going to always have advice and opinions, and you should just obviously take that, but like, you know yourself what's right for you and what will actually really make you happy. And don't settle for anything else. Settle for anything else, and don't postpone it and then regret that, because you know, like I said that I will never regret trying. Even if I fail, I'll never regret that I tried. I'll be like, even if I failed and I fell flat on my face, at least I tried, and I don't have this what if.
Yeah.
So like you saying like, oh well, I got this good job. I'm like, even if I leave this and this something else doesn't work out, I will still get another good job.
Yeah, because you got it before.
I got it before. I'm not gonna. I will regret staying and not taking a chance.
Yeah.
But I'd rather take a chance, whether it works out or it doesn't. I don't have the nagging feeling of like, what could my life? What could have my life been if I'd just taken that chance?
Yeah.
And we don't do enough of that when we're young, and that's kind of my biggest thing. I'm just like, as scary as they are and as risky as they are, I need to take risks and chances while I can.
Yeah. And just do what you want.
And just do what I want.
Do what you love and go for it, and with no fear. And even if you fail, flat, straight on your face, and you get mud all over it and you get trampled on.
Okay.
You're so happy. I know, a lot. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes when you go for like something that you really want, it can be very scary, and you could like, it could be a massive failure your first time as well. But it's the fact that you've gone for it, and it's not a big deal to fail. Your life is long. There's bound to be things that you're I don't know why. I don't know what. I do know why. Why we're afraid of failing. It's because of all these stupid exams in school. It's like conditioned us to be like, you can't fail. Like, or
the tiniest mistake is literally
it's not. Life is not about failing and like all that. Life is about living and experiencing it to the fullest, and you're going through it and living your life. You only have one life, so
exactly, you need to experience it to the fullest. You can't live your life A+. Okay, life isn't a 4.0 GPA.
It really is.
You don't go through life with a report card saying like, yes, I passed. Like, it's not, and it's never going to be like that. And we need to understand that and accept that, and do what's right for us.
And like, it will turn out good.
It will.
So don't be afraid to fail
and to quit.
When it's not aligning, when it's not what you want.
If you know you could be happier, I'm just like, why? I'm not miserable, but I'm not ecstatic. I want to find that. Let me find that.
If it means me just
going. Exactly.
You can literally think about it. If you've got something amazing and you decide to leave, what makes you think that you won't be able to get it back? What makes you think that you can't go back to the same level that you were before?
100%.
Like, if you were leaving this to go for something higher, and say you fall flat on your face, and also, you know, like with any journey, it's up, down, sideways, backwards, upwards, roundabout, and then going, right? So, but what makes you think you can't go back to here? You can also go back to rock bottom, but what makes you think that you couldn't go back to when you were at your best in something that wasn't, you know, that was okay for you, that was mundane for you? So I, like, no. Never say never, and always see yourself, like, in the best position, and like, just know that if you've got something before, you can definitely get it again. You can get even more if you want.
True. That you can.
And that is on period. So I think that's our kind of topic today. We did want to talk about not being afraid to like quit and not being afraid to fail. I think for us as well, like, I'm so happy that we met each other in our masters. We have very similar mindsets.
We actually do.
I feel like that was destiny, that was faith for us to like meet and and then go for our goals together.
Exactly.
But I know, like, sometimes it's a lot harder when you're by yourself. And your thoughts and everything. So but we just kind of want to say it to you as well, that everything ultimately comes down to yourself. Not what anyone thinks, not what your parents, siblings, loved ones, teachers, professors, academics, neighbors, your cats and dogs. Your cat and dog will probably support you, but
animals will support you. 110%.
Exactly. Like, no one. It doesn't matter what anyone says, as long as you're doing something towards that thing, and you have a backup plan. And just know that you'll always be able to get what you want, and like, never think like, oh, you're gonna leave. Like, it is a risk, but what makes you think you can't get back where you were before? So that's some food for your thought. Well, on that note,
I think
this concludes this episode. Again, I'd like to add that if you are enjoying this content and you want to hear more from us, or want to leave a feedback, or ask us any questions, or ask us to discuss a certain topic, please get in touch.
Yeah.
You can DM us or email us, or write in the comments on our Instagram or Twitter. We also have a TikTok, and and then you can find us on all the stations that you listen to your podcast on, so Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Castbox, and we're also on YouTube.
So stay tuned for lots of more exciting episodes. Again, anything that interests you, any topics you want us to discuss, please send them in. All our details are on our Instagram. We have our links there. Whether you want to DM us or do you want to email us, it's all there. We want to hear from you guys, and we will catch you in our next episode. So
see you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.